The Overland Track is Tasmania's premier multi-day bushwalk, attracting thousands of locals and tourists alike to walk its 65 to 80 kilometre path. In this video I'm going to be listing my top 5 highlights from when I walked the Overland Track back in April 2015. So I don't have a video of it because that was before I started making videos, but I'll put some photos on screen to show you the highlights. We'll kick things off. Number 5 was camping at Waterfall Valley. Waterfall Valley is the first stop, or first overnight place you stay at on the Overland Track. It's 12 kilometre, I think, walk in from Ronny Creek, and the hut has about 24 bunks in it. But anyway, well, we didn't stay in the hut. We camped on the grass there, and it was really pleasant. We had good weather, obviously, otherwise it probably wouldn't even make it on the list. Just looking up at Barn Bluff was really special, and then to have all the marsupials like potoroos and wallabies hopping around, doing their thing on the grasses as well, it was pretty special. And you know, I really like camping on grass, you know, over those platforms, so that was an added bonus, seeing as it seemed to be going out of fashion camping on grass, on the Overland Track anyway. And obviously, of course, it's Waterfall Valley. There are a few waterfalls around, and they're always worth a visit. Number 4 for me is walking across the Windermere Plains. This is on day 3 of the Overland Track. So this is, you leave Windermere Hut and you're heading to New Pillion Hut, and you're going across the plains as a lookout, fall through the valley, and it's just a really nice spot. And again, we had good weather. We were fortunate enough to have almost no rain for the entire trip. And when we were going across the Windermere Plains, that was the case. We had great views up of Pillion West, along with Mount Oakley, and then looking back, you know, towards Barn Bluff and Cradle Mountain, which look very different from that angle. And then you can also see, I think you get glimpses of Pillion East and, you know, Ossa and that kind of thing as you're walking as well. But the weather certainly helped that day to make it a really special moment for me, going across the Windermere Plains. Number 3, we're going further south, the Mersey River Waterfalls. This is on day 5 of the Overland Track. It's after Kia Ora Hut, and there are small little side trips to 3 sets of waterfalls: D'Alton Falls, Ferguson Falls, and Hartnett Falls. And I like all 3, but I'd have to say my favourite's D'Alton. I think it's just the way it looks, how the falls go to each side and then they meet up again. I think it's a really, really nice waterfall, and I'm not saying the others are bad. I just prefer D'Alton, and they're really, I love them. They're powerful, thunderous, right up near the start of the headwaters of the Mersey River as well. So it just goes to show how powerful the Mersey River is. So those waterfalls you need to visit. The forest they're in is pretty nice as well. And yeah, they're just great spots. Number 2, we're going right back to day 1, and it is the side trip to Cradle Mountain. You got to do this if you have the weather and if you're capable. It's a memorable side trip. Yeah, you leave the Overland Track Kitchen Hut and you head up on a pretty well-made track, and then you hit the Dolerite boulders, and there are a couple of little tricky sections, but that adds to the fun in my opinion. And it's a really good walk. You get up to the top, and then you've got the grandstand views, Barn Bluff. You can see all the way down to those mountains I've mentioned earlier, like Pillion West and Ossa and Oakley and Pillion East. And you can see Dove Lake. And then great views across to the west as well, and Mount Emmett as well to the east. It's a really special spot, and we saw some wedge-tailed eagles when we were there at the top. And we were there for quite some time as well. That's how much we enjoyed it. Alright, there are my top 4, and you might well have worked out my number 1. Number 1 is Mount Ossa. Yeah, it's a side trip we've got to do because Mount Ossa is the tallest mountain in Tasmania at 1,617 metres, and the side trip is pretty doable. It's probably easier than Cradle, to be honest. And it's an easy walk up, and when we had the weather, well, when we were there, we had the most amazing weather. There was not a cloud in the sky, and not a breath of wind, and we were up there for 2+ hours, even though it was getting quite late in the afternoon, and you know, this is autumn, the sun sets at 6. So that's how much we enjoyed and cherished our time on Mount Osso. It was pretty amazing. You got that little tarn up there, the flat plateau area with the summits a little bit further away amongst the boulders. And the boulders are pretty huge up there, not as big as some other places, but it's the side trip to beat to top all side trips on the Overland Track, and you can just see everywhere. Frenchman's Cap, towards the west coast, out towards Walls of Jerusalem, and back up to Cradle and all those mountains up there. They're my top 5 highlights from the Overland Track. What do you think? What are your favourites? Comment below, or like the video, or subscribe.